Thank you. So here we are.
Yeah,
Looks like we're live.
I think so.
And yeah,
If
I'm going
we're
to double check that.
yeah,
Can you give me just a touch? Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, check.
okay. You guys are live. I'm Memorex. By the way,
I can
yeah.
hear you guys, but I can't hear myself.
There we go. We do have, okay, we have audio.
There it is.
Awesome.
There we go.
Check, check.
How are you
check,
hearing? You hearing us now?
Check, check, check.
I got to
check.
turn him up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Check,
'Cause
check,
I
check.
just realized. So I'm using the setup for that Kathy and I use for our podcast, and these are condenser mics,
Check.
and his is a dynamic.
Yeah.
So I got to turn him up a little bit.
Yeah, it works a little
How's
bit
that?
different.
You can move it closer to you too.
Check, check.
There we go.
Yeah.
So here we are at Roundtable. So first of all, I have to apologize for last week. The sound was awful. It wasn't until after I ran the whole thing that I realized it wasn't using my mixer. It was using the microphone from the camera, which, if I intended to do it, it sounded okay.
Right.
If I intended to do it that way, but that's not how I intended to. So we're using it. So I got it fixed, and here we are. And we are joined today by Red Whiting.
Yes.
Yes. I still don't have any, I can barely hear myself. I mean, there's a little bit. Okay, that's okay.
That better?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's much better.
I have a thing where I can.
Thank you.
All our headphones are on separate channels, and I can turn them up individually. So, how are yours, Randy?
Check, check. Yes, I'm good.
Yes, okay.
I don't have to say check. I
No.
know I'm good.
You really don't have to.
I know I'm good.
So here we are. Boy, do we have something to talk about today.
Really?
Oh yeah.
We got something to talk about
We
today.
got
So
we got
first
a
of
few
all,
things to talk about. This week is going to be busy for you and me.
yeah, tomorrow night, open mic at Picacho Peak Brewery, which has
Yeah.
been going really well.
Yeah,
It's been
and
having a lot of fun.
and they just added a new thing. So while they're doing open mic, they're also doing a sip and paint in the ballroom next to the
Thank you.
tap room, and some real cool people.
Yeah,
One
it's
of them,
been-
I was talking to one of these girls, and I'm trying to get her to come out and play something open mic after
Yeah.
she finishes her painting because she's a flautist. Not as
Oh.
in like me. When I was in high school, no,
Yeah.
as in she's part of the orchestra here in town.
once you
So,
once
yeah.
you're
What does she play?
The flute.
Oh,
Yeah,
very nice.
I think that's going to be kind of cool.
Okay. Mucho better.
There we
turn you
go.
up a little bit. I keep forgetting. how to
Much
turn it.
better.
There we go. So yeah, because thing is, once you do that in high school, it never really leaves you unless you really want to try and forget it. I'm disappointed. My best friend in high school, he was a trumpet player in the marching band and the jazz band. He was really good. Hasn't touched one since he's left high school. So that's kind of sucks because he was really good.
Oh
So-
yeah.
But I know a lot of people that are in the band, and I never hear of them doing anything with their going back. Because then again, one of them played the big giant bass, and I can't imagine he'd play that a lot.
Oh, you
That
never,
would be annoying.
you never know.
I got kicked out of band because I wouldn't cut my hair.
Oh,
So
Really?
yeah.
Oh
the,
my
the
God.
band teacher, told me to. He said not to bother to come to class until I got a haircut.
Oh
So-
wow.
So I didn't get a haircut. So what does that tell you?
I
did
lost,
you have no class?
I lost my job at Domino. I was at Domino's. I was a driver, and they told me to cut my hair, and I wouldn't, so they fired me. That happened too.
Really?
Yeah, that happened too. So, oh well. I use the excuse.
I'm just curious on that. Did they have a dress standard?
Yeah, it was just
was
based-
was it written?
We had
Was
a yeah.
Okay.
The new area manager came in and said he decided that long hair was not going to be tolerated. So I'm like, we lived in Southern California, for crying out loud. What the heck
I
was he
know.
thinking?
Yeah,
But yeah, he came in and he decided, nope. If he doesn't cut his hair, he's not working. I'm like, oh, see ya. Went to another place and they looked at me and said, "Will you wear a hat?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "You're in."
Right.
Yeah.
I just
Good.
pulled my hair back, put a hat on, and he was fine. So yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
The other
So-
place was better anyway.
So we got open mic,
So
of
yeah,
course.
we got open mic.
Which, by the way, it's been cool. Although you guys need to come back out because
Yeah,
we miss y'all.
it's
Um,
it has been fun, but
it's been
Um,
it's been a smaller crowd.
yeah.
So basically what we've been doing is everybody goes up, has their turn, and then we've been going back around and just playing a couple each and trying new stuff.
Mhm.
One of our regulars, John, got up and messed with my my 12 string, which was
I
awesome.
don't know how people are. I try it and I'll just put.
Well, the thing is, he has at home and he plays regularly a 9 string.
Oh,
He sent me a picture of it. It's gorgeous.
is it the one where
um,
there's only an extra string on a few of them, or
Yeah.
is it? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Um, so it's
That's cool.
it's a nice little guitar.
Yeah.
So he messed around with that. I'm not bringing my my Washburn 6 string this week. So if you guys want to play something
Yeah.
different, I'm gonna bring out my my Acoustasonic, which I haven't had out in a long
Oh.
while. So yeah,
Oh wow, that thing hasn't been out in a while.
I know, huh?
I remember when he first brought that to open mic at when we went to Amaro. That man, every time he brought that thing out, he couldn't make it from the stage to his seat without somebody stopping him for weeks. It was like, oh, dude, can I see that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was cool.
It's awesome. It's pretty. It's incredibly powerful.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
and
fun.
it's not the one I play normally, which is weird.
Yeah. It's cool. That's a really cool guitar. So that'll be fun. That'll be an incentive to come out because he will let you try it as long as you're very nice and careful with it.
Oh yeah.
Please be careful with it. And then the big thing. And so yeah, you got to come out because it's been nice having, we are having fun because it's only 4 people
Yeah.
last couple times and we have been able to go back around and play a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, right? The manager?
David, yeah.
David, he's been having a blast. He has been so cool.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
and yeah, we got treated to a pizza by the owners,
Yeah.
Xavier, this past week.
Yeah.
Let me know what you guys want on your pizza, and we'll get you pizza.
That was so
Okay.
cool. Yeah, it was so
Yeah,
cool.
Well,
to
that's nice of
Yeah.
him to do that.
Yeah, he was really, and then just real welcoming, and the people there that have been working there are really nice.
Oh yeah.
One of them actually got up and did a poem. A couple of
Yes. Lee.
Lee, I have no idea.
Uh,
I was so
I'm
bad with names.
Yeah, it's a problem with me. But yeah, it's been a blast, and I think we've had 1 week that we didn't have a poet at all.
Yeah.
We've at least had one poet the whole time, and actually, somebody is getting done playing with the
Yeah.
Rio Grande Theater for American Idiot. So I expect to see Truman and Alondra back. So she's got to get up and do poetry again because she's awesome.
I have heard some people totally not connected to any of us say that they just got back from seeing it, or that they're so. I think they have been playing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because and they absolutely loved it.
Mm-hmm.
They said it was so great. So that's a really cool thing that they're enjoying it. It's going over really well.
Oh
So
yeah.
nobody mentioned the music outright. I was like, "How was the music?" I want to say, "How was the music?" You know?
Yeah, I don't actually know. I've never heard the band.
Yeah.
So yeah, Truman is playing with them. The
We're
band
going to
itself
band.
is Stony Blue Fish that's playing there.
Oh, right.
So but yeah, so it's actually up online right now. If you go looking for it, there is an event. Well, we might as well talk about this before we get to events today.
Yeah.
There is an event this Friday at Picacho Peak. You
Yes.
want to come out and listen to some music?
Yes.
There's a couple guys who think they're musicians who are going to be playing.
And faking it very
Faking
well.
it, yeah.
Faking it very well, I should say.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We've got we have a certain set of skills,
Yeah.
and it's not about saving a girl who's been kidnapped in Europe, but it's also not about playing
worked-
rock star level CW Ion
He
type
worked
stuff.
hard to work that one in.
But yeah, BJ and I are both going to be playing out at Picacho Peak this Friday, 6 o'clock to 9.
We're going to be doing basically what we do here. We're just going to be trading off. He'll play a song, I'll play a song. We'll go back and forth and just have, a big variety of music and just fun.
Yeah.
So
It's
do you
just gonna-
guys do something together?
We're
do you
going to
do some
do
songs
at
together?
least one.
Are you?
We do at least one, but then there's a couple that I'll probably join him on and he'll join me on and just kind of go back and forth. But it's just to sit and play and put some
Mhm.
music out there. He really wants to get, music in there. So he basically told us we were playing it, didn't he?
Basically, yeah.
Basically, he told us we were playing. And he's like, well, why don't you guys play it on Friday, last Friday of the month? We're like, Okay.
Yeah. Well, can you? Well, first he was saying 4 hours, and then he brought it back
Yeah.
to three.
3.
But yeah, he's like, can you guys play 4 hours? I was like, you mean together? Yeah.
Yeah, together easily.
Yeah, easily we can easily carry about 6 hours if
Yeah.
we're playing together because, yeah, we're used to playing. We played some solo gigs on
Yeah.
our own, and 3 hours, 3 hours, it's up to 4 hours. We can probably
Yeah.
play each, and our music style, our songs don't really overlap.
No.
There's actually one song that we've been playing together, and that's been
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So yeah. And we
So-
will be doing that one because
Oh,
why
yeah,
wouldn't we?
we have to. We might do it a couple of times because it's just that much fun.
Yeah.
Because it's like we might like start with it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll start with it and then end with it,
Yeah.
or play in the middle, depending on how many people rotate in and out. Because it's really cool when you're watching and the same people, and if the same people that were there in the beginning are not there later, you can just go back and start over.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
knows.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I've had a couple of times where I'm playing and somebody will go, "Hey, can you do that song again?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Down Under. One time, somebody heard it and said, "Oh, I missed that one." Another, like, "Will you play it again? Because it was great." All right, cool. So I'm,
Yeah.
you do that.
Well, that's a request, so you always do a request.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless you don't know it,
Mhm.
like me.
True, true.
A lot of times I'll make a request. I'm like, I don't know. Unless it's in my book, unfortunately, I can't.
Well, unfortunately, we won't be seeing Red out
No,
at open mic tomorrow night.
Not tomorrow.
because
Yeah,
busy.
CW Ion and the Long Hairs are going to be playing at Palacios.
and that has been a regular gig lately, hasn't it?
About every other Thursday, every
Yeah.
other week, I went out and saw the Rockabilly Strangers
Oh.
last Thursday, and Tim McKellar was playing bass for him, and it was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
That's cool.
Yeah, a good band.
Very good. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we should also mention Dave Ferris.
Yeah.
Dave is recovering. He is home. He had a very, very scary health issue. He was so bad he was in a rehab hospital for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But he is back home, and it looks like he is on the mend, feeling better. And I ran into Tim Meckler, and he mentioned that he has his drum kit, and he's going to make sure it's set up and ready for him to start practicing. Because can you think of a better rehab? I mean,
Well, yeah.
can you
I
think
think-
of a better exercise or rehab than playing? Yeah.
Right.
So
Um,
hopefully that'll be going. He said he was going to push him too. So
See, I actually don't know that much about rehab. There was one point that they tried to get me to go to rehab. I said no.
No.
Rehab for what?
yeah, I missed that one. It was he pulled a
Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse reference there. Famous song she had.
I loved Amy
Yeah.
Winehouse. Yeah, I think as a musician, just the fact that you can play your instrument again is rehab.
Oh,
to
yeah.
me, to me. Even if I just think about it,
Mm-hmm.
playing it helps me. So
Yeah.
It's yeah, because your hand-eye coordination, your motor skills. Either guitar, drums. To me, drums. He's using his feet because he plays double bass. He plays using your feet and your hands. And you go. I can't think of a better way to get his motor skills back than to
Right.
start playing his drums.
True.
So that'll be really cool. And apparently Tim, talking to him, you all need a friend like him, because his first thought was to get him playing again.
Yeah.
To get him, because that'll get him healthy again and
Oh,
get
yeah.
him right again, because apparently it was pretty scary. So I'm not going to go into the
Yeah.
details because I know Dave has mentioned that he was in. I'm just going with what Dave has mentioned. But anyway,
Yeah.
Dave, hopefully he hears this and he's watching, and we are so happy to see that he is on the mend and will be back to full strength pretty soon.
Yeah, we can say that the rehab he was in was not for the fun stuff.
No, it was not.
And okay, for those of you who might be a little more, innocent, I will put fun stuff in air
Air
quotes.
That's not anyway. So yeah. So this Thursday night, you have a couple of choices. You got open mic at Picacho Peak Brewery. You got
Mhm.
CW and the Long Hairs at Palacios. And what time you guys playing?
6 to 9.
6 to 9.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
6 to 9.
How has that been?
Come early, because I'm gonna tell you, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
that place is a hopping place on a Thursday night.
Wow.
Yeah, the last couple times we played there, it's been standing room only.
Wow. That
Oh,
well,
yeah.
because it's one of the only places right now having music and indoors. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's not too many places having music, especially on a Thursday.
Mhm.
Right. Well, I think
Yeah.
they call it Thirsty Thursday.
There we go.
Ah.
You know,
Very cool.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. This has been a weird winter. It's been so freaking
Oh, yeah.
cold. Because I remember last year, during the winter, we were having open mic outdoors on Saturday afternoons at Amaro, and we're doing fine. I cannot. There were many Saturdays where I'm like, "There's no way we would have been able to do it.
Right.
There's no way it would have happened because it was way
Yeah.
too cold."
Mm-hmm.
This has been one that I guess you get this every like 7 or so years. I know in California we always had a really bad winter, and it seemed like once every like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And everybody's talking, oh, it's global warming. Yeah, wait till the next couple of years, and it'll be mild again. This happens every so often. You have that
What part of California are you talking about?
Southern California, right outside of Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it was in Simi
Well,
Valley, and that
And,
was
and if you live by the coast, I mean, if you're,
Oh, yeah.
it can get pretty brutal in the winter.
we were like
Mm.
40 minutes from the beach, and when Kathy
Yeah.
and I lived in Woodland Hills, we were 20 minutes from Malibu.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
It
lived in
was pretty cool.
Carlsbad. I lived in Carlsbad when I lived there in the 70s. And,
Yeah.
we were like 2 blocks from. I mean, we were definitely in walking distance.
Yeah,
to the
you
beach.
walk to the beach there,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
Well,
it's awesome.
Just to be fair,
Uh-huh.
for New Mexico, you actually live within walking distance of the beach. There's no water, but there's beach. Okay. So
Plenty of sand.
There's
yeah,
sand.
It's
yeah,
called
lots of
desert,
sand,
but
desert.
if you want to call it, it's semantics, dudes.
I gotta tell you though, I love the scenery here. I love the landscape.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
I remember being in school and somebody, a transplant from somewhere, said, "Whoa, my gosh, it's so hot and dry out here." And I looked at her and like, "You're in the middle of the frickin' desert. You're
Welcome
technically
to the
in a
desert.
frickin'
Yeah.
desert."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Go
we
figure.
here in New Mexico definitely are in the desert, but California was technically a desert, but they had built it so much that you didn't know it. If you went out toward like Riverside County where it's more spread out like it is here, then you realize, wow, this is not a lot here. It's all desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I remember moving from California to Missouri, and as we were driving, we get out of California into Nevada, through Arizona, and we're going through Texas and everything. And as we got farther and farther east, the scenery got greener and greener. It went from brown to green gradually, and then we realized all of a sudden we get into like Oklahoma and it's all green, and we're
Mhm.
like, wow, this is weird. Because in California we had green, but it was because everybody maintained it.
Yeah.
Well, when I did a trip years ago from Utah down to Texas to pick up a motorcycle, and we went down through Oklahoma. I don't remember what highway it was, but I got to tell you that it was so pretty and green. The center median of the interstate was manicured just as nice as a golf course.
Yeah, some of those areas when you drive through, because I used to drive in a truck, I saw a lot of those, and it just seemed like and all they did was just mow occasionally. It just
Yeah.
looked that good.
Yeah, it looked awesome.
So
yeah.
I remember being in Missouri and always seeing all the color changes for the first time. That was weird. We had some in California. Everybody asked me, like, I was amazed by the colors and stuff, and they said, "Don't you have color changes in California?" I said, "Yeah, from green to brown and sometimes black." That's about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
What do we got?
Our weather is a little rough out here.
Yeah.
We were actually a bunch of businesses were on a 2-hour delay yesterday morning.
Yes.
Because of the blizzard that we had.
Okay, let's rephrase that.
What blizzard are you referring to?
Exactly.
Did you look at there was white on the mountains?
On the mountains, yeah. Okay.
Oh
the
yeah,
foot-
yeah.
It was-
Yeah.
I think we got about. Hold on.
So
about
did
that
they
much.
did they close the schools?
They had the schools on a
2-hour
delay.
2-hour delay.
My
I'm-
granddaughter was
I'm not
happy.
kidding. By the way, not only the schools, but a bunch of government building and government
Yeah.
offices, including NASA.
Yeah.
2-hour delay.
Yeah.
We got enough so you could, if you were up early enough, you could see it. it was either snow or it was frost for the morning.
Yeah,
I'm
for the
not
morning.
sure which, but you
By
know.
the time the sun came, because there were some people that showed video of snow falling,
Where?
like north of here, not north.
Well,
See,
I know.
I am screwed up because where I lived in California, the mountains were north. Here, the mountains are what? East? It totally has me screwed up. But anyway, yeah, up towards the mountains, there were some people that had snowfall. Problem is, it melted as soon as it hit the ground.
Right.
And it did not stick around. They were predicting that it was going to be icy snow and there was going to be a quarter of an inch of ice. You know, now the 2-hour delay was a great idea because by the time the sun got up a little bit, it was going to be gone. But nothing happened. There was no snow. Some areas did get some, but it melted. So my granddaughter comes up and we're like, you don't go to school yet. And then she has her backpack on and she's like, what? Like, you go to school? And she dropped her backpack with this look like, and it just messed up her day. It just messed up her day.
Of course.
Well, I guess Cloudcroft,
They get it. Yeah, they got a lot up
they
there.
got some snow, and I think
Yeah.
up around Rio Doso and that they got some snow.
That's
Yeah,
great.
they definitely need
So-
it.
Yeah.
If they don't get it, they've got to manufacture it up there.
So it does. I mean, you know, it does snow here, you know, in parts of New Mexico, but
Mhm.
and anybody that thinks New Mexico doesn't have mountains
Oh, yes, we
has
do.
never been to New Mexico.
No, matter of fact, that's what we lived in Missouri for for 8 years. When Kathy, my wife, came down here for a site visit when she was getting the job out here, the first thing she texted to me as they're driving her from the airport in El Paso, BJ, there are mountains out here. There are mountains out here. Then she gets to, and the Oregon Mountains are her favorite site. She
I love 'em.
loves
I
looking
love
at
'em.
those. So when they
Absolutely.
pulled her in, she looked at it and went, that's it. I want the job. Because she still wasn't sure if she was going to take the job when she went out there. And I want the job. That's it. I want to move here.
Yeah.
She wanted to be out of Missouri.
Good decision.
Yeah, we are so much happier here. And with her
Mhm.
job, we could have left and gone anywhere we want because she's remote. Nope, we're staying here.
Yeah.
We are definitely staying
I
here.
love it here.
Yeah, I could go
Oh,
back to
yeah.
Missouri and be busy and musically like every week if I want to.
Uh-huh.
You know, whereas here I'm like once a month because there's so many. But I'm still
Well,
happier here.
and we're going to see that increase here soon.
I hope so.
We're going to see that increase for several reasons. Number one being, and we're starting very serious rehearsals starting
Yes,
tomorrow.
starting tomorrow.
Yeah, so we are one half of a new band.
Yes.
Rehearsals.
What's our name
Yeah.
again? What's our name again?
The Lowborn
Lowborn.
Irish band. Yeah, so it's going to be BJ, Truman Provencio
Mm-hmm.
in an Irish band, Damian Luna, and myself.
So who's Irish?
Actually, two of us.
Really?
I was surprised. Damian Luna has some Irish blood.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Me neither. We were talking about that because I was like, oh, that's great. So we're going to have an Irish band with one guy that's Irish. I kind of figured, hey, if I ever get into an Irish band at some point, I'll be the darkest guy in it because, I grew up here. No, that's not the way it
what's
worked
the
out.
name?
Yeah.
What's the name of the band again?
The Lowborn.
Lowborn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It sounded like a cool name, and it's kind of similar to our other Irish band that used to be out here, the Hooligans.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like the idea of having a name that was similar to theirs as
Yeah.
well. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna be doing that in March.
Yeah.
And
So we start rehearsals with we're getting together tomorrow morning.
yeah, we got a
with Damian.
bunch of music to go
Yeah.
through, and it's gonna be different stuff
Yeah.
because there's gonna be some traditional Irish music. There's going to be a couple of shanties that are going to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, the musicians in the group are a little nervous about this,
Yeah.
but they will be done a cappella.
There's one that
so,
has to be
yeah.
a cappella because it sounds good.
Yeah,
And,
actually, there's two of them that they pretty well have to be.
And I'm excited because it lets me bring back a voice that I haven't used in a long time. 'Cause
Yeah.
some of this music requires me to sing the way I did when I was in a madrigal, when I was singing madrigals. And
Mhm.
I'm like, so I was, listening to it and I started singing with it. And I found a song that I'm sitting there going, oh man. So I send it to Randy. I'm like, can we do this one? Can we do this one? And he's sitting there going, you're hooked. He goes, you're
Yeah.
hooked.
And we're going to do some more modern stuff because
Yeah.
we're going to do some Flogging Molly, some Dropkick Murphys,
Oh, yeah.
also some U2 and some Cranberries.
Because if
Four
we don't
guys
do,
are going to be doing Cranberries. How's that for weird?
Truman Provencio is going to be part of it too. If we don't do at least one Dropkick Murphys song, he's out. He'll leave. He's gone. He's like, no, we have to do at least one, or I'm done.
Well, he was playing this riff on his guitar when we started talking about this.
Yeah.
He says, I know something Irish, and he starts playing this riff, and I says, do you know what that's to? He says, it's an Irish song. I was like, but do you know what it is? It's a Flogging Molly song.
Flogging
He's like,
Molly.
and I was like, yeah, we got to do that one just so you can do that. Because, yeah, he's frustratingly good at a little bit of everything. It's a weird thing with Truman. And this is actually a band he has not accidentally joined.
Yeah,
he joined it
actually
on
did.
purpose.
Yeah, he said, hey, I want to do this too. So
Yeah.
he actually, it wasn't as an act, because more than once, dude, I think I joined a band.
Oh, yeah.
I accidentally joined a band.
It's become a running joke. It has happened so many times.
One time he actually said, I did it again, guys. I joined a band. Totally by accident. I actually told some people, I go, I joined a band.
Yeah.
Willingly.
So what brought this on? What brought this on?
He's been
Just-
wanting to do this for a few years.
Okay.
Since I've known him, he's talking about this.
Okay.
To be completely honest, I've fantasized about this long before I ever played any instrument at all.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I just thought, man, wouldn't it be cool? I was like, yeah, I don't play anything. I don't know anybody who plays anything. So how would that even happen? And then I started playing, and I was like, yeah, it's not going to happen because I don't play very well. And how do you even get a bunch of guys to say, hey, let's try this
Yeah.
in southern New Mexico? So I was like, oh, crap.
There's nothing else. There's not going to be, I mean, nobody else does anything. The Hooligans were the only ones that did.
Yeah.
And
And they were awesome.
yeah, and we're not trying to, top them, or
No.
we're just kind of filling a void that they left.
They left a taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Because I would go, even before I got involved in the music scene, I knew who the Hooligans were. And, come March every year, I was finding where they were playing and going out to hear them because they were just awesome. And having that emptiness of them not being around anymore has been killing me inside. Because I love the music. It's one of those things. I was born and raised out here. I was immersed in the Mexican culture out here, the southern New Mexico Mexican culture, which is a unique thing. And I embraced that growing up. But once I started investigating, my bloodline, I discovered this music and I loved it. But you don't get to hear it out here.
No.
But we're gonna do something, and who knows, if we enjoy it, we may do this every year, and
Or throughout the year if somebody asks
yeah,
us to.
somebody asks us to. I got
Yeah.
no problem playing this stuff. I added Irish music into my my playlist pretty early on, getting to where I could actually play in front of people.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
So you're doing a rehearsal tomorrow?
yeah, we're going to start
Yeah.
rehearsing. We have our first. Everybody's got we're finally getting three of us together because
Yeah.
Truman's a little busy right now. But Truman's the kind of guy that you're like, just do what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just do something. He'll do that. So we're getting together with Damian tomorrow. We're going to start working on this and have some fun.
Nice.
And I sent Truman a message just to see if he's available. So
Yeah.
just
So we're not
kind of
totally.
made it clear that
Yeah, we're not
you
gonna
know
like.
we're gonna get there when we get there.
Yeah.
We've got enough time to get this down. I
Mhm.
think we pretty well got most of it.
And there's not much to it because we're not gonna make. He's not making me memorize it. Thank God.
No, I don't think there's any way to do that in
No.
this short amount of time.
Yeah. I
Um,
can't memorize it anyway. I've got songs that I've been doing for 3 years. I still haven't memorized.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, that's what we're doing. And
we already know that we will be playing at some point in March at Picacho Peak.
yes,
as the
he's
band.
already- we were trying to get it together for this Friday, but basically he said, whatever you guys do, just you're doing it. We're
So
trying
we'll-
to get it for this Friday, but that didn't work.
Yeah, we'll play around a little bit and just have some fun, the two of us,
have a lot of fun.
and go from there.
Cool.
So yeah, so there's some weird stuff on the way. And
Yeah.
we're at the heart of a bunch of the weird stuff. Boy, that's not unusual, is it?
We are the weird stuff. Anyway.
Well, that's what's cool about here is because
Yeah.
you can get just about any style of music you want to get into.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's going to be really interesting, and we're like I said, we're going to throw in a few other songs. Like I'm going to do a couple of my songs for my set. Truman will be doing a couple. That way, it's not all Irish music, and you just like get sick of it. But we'll obviously be doing it, and we got to get Damian to play "Hey Baby Que Paso" just to throw that in.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Because I think it would just be fun to do a real hardcore Irish song and then have him do "Hey Baby Que Paso." Just
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it'd be fun.
Yeah.
I don't think it's to be take too much convincing on our part to get him to do it either.
No, not at all. What was I gonna talk about? There was somebody that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Basically, this is gonna be my first gig of the year. You're like second.
Yeah, my second.
So everybody's getting started out.
Yeah.
Where is she? One of the people that is going to be playing. I hate Instagram.
Who's that with the flames?
I get Ty the party guy. Haven't seen him in a while. I need to send off a message to him and see if he'll come out to our open mic. He's kind of cool. He came up with his cajon a couple of times and played with me at Amaro, and he's a blast.
Yeah.
He's a lot of fun. Daisy Blue is going to be playing. I don't want to watch your reel. I want to watch.
And they
this
have
one.
a name.
Yes. For now, I don't know how long this will last.
I know.
But they are Watkins and Blue.
You saw the same thing I did.
Although, really, if it
Yeah.
wasn't for the fact that Daisy Blue is her stage name, it would be
Right.
Watkins and Watkins. They will be coming on the show soon. They're
Yeah.
talking about a date. It may be a special, like
Yeah.
a weekend show because of scheduling stuff. And,
Yeah.
Zane works a day job. But, yeah, they have tied the knot.
Yeah,
That's
they
what I heard,
have. Have meaning past tense,
Yeah.
which kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
So
they're
congratulations.
they're about to go on their honeymoon, and they're going to get a hold of us when they get back, and we're
Yeah.
going to set up a time to do the show, and it may be like a special, a weekend show.
They're playing on their
But,
honeymoon, aren't they?
I don't think so.
Oh, really? I
No,
would not have doubted that they
yeah.
would start playing. They would have a gig or two on there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not. However, as we said,
Uh-huh.
on this Friday the 27th, we're going to be playing at Picacho Peak.
Right.
Saturday the 28th, they're going to be playing at Dry Point Distilleries.
Oh, very cool.
It's going to be their first gig of the year.
Oh, very cool.
So they're going to be out there from 7:30 to 10:30. I've never actually, I know where it is. I've never been inside Dry Point.
Mm.
Tried to go there with Truman at one point, and
Yeah.
they were closed, and we're like, no, we're not hanging around and waiting, 3 hours.
Yeah.
We've got other stuff to do. But yeah, they're going to be playing out there. If you've never heard Daisy Blue, you got to go hear that anyway. But if you've never heard the two of them together,
Yeah.
oh ho 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 ho.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to make her tell the story about them meeting and the way that worked out. But basically, this is an accidental guitarist that she hooked up with that, oh my God.
Right before she met him, she told me, "I will not date a musician."
Uh-huh. And she's married one.
Really? And now she's marrying one. Well, the
And-
thing is, she didn't know he was a musician when she met him.
And the thing is, if you talk to him, he'll basically say, yeah, I kind of play around a little bit with
Yeah.
the guitar. No.
He doesn't
he's-
kind of play. Yeah.
He's amazing.
And that's what she. Oh, like I kind of play a little bit, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, that's nice, hobby kind of thing, No, and she's like, "No, he's
He's very good.
yeah,
And he's a supporting musician.
yeah, he's
He-
really
he's not one of these guys that's comfortable taking lead. He doesn't want to take lead.
yeah,
But oh my God, when he backs you up, it's
Yeah.
just he's on point.
yeah."
Nice.
He's
So yeah,
awesome.
it's it'll be neat to hear them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a blast, and I think they're a good couple. I think they're a good match for each other.
Oh yeah.
Um,
For Daisy to that she must have just because we when you get your nails done you talk a lot, and she told me, and I just told her just go with it,
Yeah.
don't fight it, don't push it, but don't fight it,
Yeah.
just go with it, and there they are.
yeah, Love and Moonlight.
Exactly.
Don't fight either one.
Anyway,
What?
isn't your guitar over there?
No, I don't see it.
You had it a minute ago.
Why?
What else is going on? Do we have anything else going on?
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay. You want to go ahead and do that now?
we could do that. Open mic at Picacho Peak Brewing.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have at 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Picacho Peak Brewing on Picacho, right across, right down from by the Pickwick.
Oh.
The one that's still left.
By the way, oh God, if only there was a way to get there like immediately after we finished playing on Friday. Alamo Draft House this Friday starting at 9 p.m. They're going to be playing in their Graveyard Shift series, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh my gosh.
I love that movie. It's
Wow.
so stupid. I love a good stupid movie. So yeah.
That's great.
Tomorrow, of course, we've got CW and the Longhairs are going to be
Yeah.
playing at Palacios. Chris Smith is going to be playing out at High Desert tomorrow, starting at 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
He'll also be playing this Sunday at 2 at TRC Brewing. I got to go back to TRC. This is TRC Las Cruces. And it's a nice little place in there. I love that little place.
It's a great patio.
Yeah. We're gonna be soliciting with them to get in our Irish band. So this Friday at 7, Chris Baker is gonna be playing at Amaro Winery. Let's see, Sunday at 3, Ed Camden will be playing out at the Rio Grande Winery. And Saturday at 5, Tracy and Tina Turbeville. Turbeville?
Okay.
Did they put on any? Okay, no. They didn't put down anything about who they are other than their name.
Wow.
I don't know who they are.
Well, they're playing.
Which is awesome. I love seeing the names that I've never seen before, and that's always
Yeah.
cool to go check out. Tonight, Wednesday, 7 o'clock at Amaro Winery, they're doing their karaoke. Let's see. Zia Comics is doing Wargaming this Sunday at 1 p.m. Apparently they decided to put that name in there. Oh, crap. This Friday at 5. God, it makes me... there's no way to do it. There's a part of me that's like, we could sit up early and then go over to Rio Grande and then drive back to Picacho Peak. At 5 o'clock at Rio Grande Winery, Dave Olguin is going to be playing.
Oh.
Love Dave.
Yeah.
Adore Dave. I haven't seen him in forever, and he's a blast.
And here's a reason to make it out to open mic at Picacho Peak, because that's where musicians can actually get together and hear each other without missing,
Oh, yeah.
because you're usually playing. So, you can get together and hear each other and chat, kind of get, chat a little bit and network a little bit. And
Well,
so
and there are basically the way that I'm running an open mic. There were 3 influences on the way I'm running it. There was Dave Olguin, Adrian Batista, and Damian Luna. Because those were the first open mics that I actually attended.
Yeah.
And I loved the way they did it. I enjoy a good open jam, but it's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
And I loved being out at an open mic. Basically, you kick back and you're, okay, so-and-so, it's your turn to get up. And they get up and just, is naked the right word?
Yeah, kind
Naked's
of.
a pretty good word for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get up you can have other musicians join you and accompanying you,
Mhm.
but it's not the norm.
Right.
It's a very bare bones thing a lot of times, and it takes some guts to get up and do it, but it's also awesome to hear.
What we had at Amaro was with what Dwight and Red had going.
What they were
I
doing
don't know
was
if that could ever be duplicated.
I've never seen anybody do one like that.
No.
And
And
I
it
know you
was-
guys insisted on calling it an open jam, but it kind of was and kind of wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
It was this weird hybrid thing that you guys were doing that was just awesome.
It festered into something totally different, and I don't think it could ever be duplicated.
It progressed from when we started. It progressed into more than
Yeah.
just an open mic,
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that was attracted a lot of musicians that played in bands.
Yeah.
Or played in bands because we started doing we started having musicians show up as a band.
Right.
Bands started coming and
Mhm.
doing that, but Yeah, so it kind of transitioned from just an open mic with your guitar into a full band thing if you wanted. And then, of course, Dwight and myself, and then whoever else was there if they wanted to jump in
Oh,
with
yeah.
somebody.
It was
you know,
insane. Because you were kind enough to let anybody who wanted to play drums jump on your drums, and you only had a problem with one person, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we won't say no names.
You only had one person. You had to say, "Dude, get off the kit."
Yeah, I might have overreacted a little bit, but
No, you didn't.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's common courtesy.
Yeah.
Not too many drummers would even let that thing go up there. Not I will say, there are drummers that maybe have a kit that they don't care who plays it, but you don't have a kit like that. All of your kits, and I do mean all. How many do you have? How many drum kits do you have? Can't even think of it. He's got to count them,
I have 9,
and they are all amazing.
and I gotta confess, I'm looking at another one. That,
Oh man!
God. Well, let me tell you, Dave. I call him Crazy Dave. He's a wonderful guy.
Oh yeah.
Killer drummer, drums for the
Yeah.
Broken Owls.
Yeah.
And he got himself a new drum kit. It's a Mapex.
Okay.
It's a nice kit. I mean, but the finish on it is awesome. It's called Driftwood.
Oh.
my God.
It's called Driftwood. The finish is just, I love the finish. So I've been eyeballing one of them, and it's the one I've been looking at. It's got the Driftwood finish on it. It's a Mapex, just like Dave's, and it's on American Music.
Oh.
Okay.
They're a retailer.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
But,
just like Sweetwater or Zounds. Yeah.
Similar
Right.
to Sweetwater.
Yeah.
But I can't get past. It won't let me go in.
Oh no.
It keeps denying me. It says my email's not on file. I don't
Oh.
know. So maybe I'll just have to call them and say, hey, I'd like
Yeah.
to buy this drum kit from you guys, but you won't let me.
There you go.
So,
Dave, and to mention the Broken Owls, because Dave, he and I were gonna work together on something and put together something where he just wanted to do a lot of the music I do, that 80s style music.
Mhm.
And we had just had one meeting to where we kind of threw some ideas out, because the reason why is because the Broken Owls, they're a good band. They're 70s and 80s metal.
they're a great band.
They are fun. They got an awesome guitar player.
Yeah.
Dave is awesome on drums. Their bass player is just in there, and the vocals, he's good. And the thing is, they couldn't find that niche. They couldn't find that. They weren't very busy. And it seemed like right after he and I talk about doing this, they get one gig in Alamogordo, and it just blew up. Now they're busy like almost every weekend.
Right.
They're actually turning down. He told me, I ran into him and he said, we've turned down a couple of gigs because we just needed a break. I was like, wow, that's a problem to have.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I would say anybody that wants to see a great
Yeah.
uh,
If you love the 70s and 80s metal,
metal
go
rock,
see them. Yeah.
you need to check them out because they
Yeah.
are good and they're tight. They're
Fun.
really good.
It's fun. And you just like, they are into it. And I'm amazed by their guitar player, because he looks like he's like in his early 20s, and he's not. He's got 2 small kids, but still, he's a lot younger than us. But man, he plays it so well, like he lived it. He just has this. There's a vibe when he plays it. And talked to him a minute, and he goes, "Yeah, that was my dad's favorite music, and I grew up listening to that with my dad."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's it. That's why.
Yeah.
So yeah, go see the Broken Owls if you get a chance.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And God, everybody's playing. God, everybody's playing this weekend.
That's cool.
So this Friday at NM Vintage at 7:30. Also, Taylor Paul is going to be playing it over there, NM Vintage. I was listening to him. Some of the stuff I was pulling up, he came up on my my Apple Music last night while I
Yeah.
was driving around, which is kind of a weird thing to happen
I
when
know.
you're.
It's like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah.
You know?
He's got some good tunes.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah.
And he's very true to who he is. When he starts playing, you're like, wait a minute, I know that sound. I know that sound.
That's what's cool when you because I forgot who I was talking to, and we were listening to music, and there was music going on in the background. I'm like, "Who's this?" And she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's." I'm like, "They all sound alike." There's very rare when you once you hear the song, oh, you know who that is. And Taylor has that sound that when you hear him, you go, "Oh, that's him." That's like, "Hey, I know this guy."
Yeah. Check this out. This is actually not quite in town. It's out towards Deming at Arroyo Seca. No. This is in Las Cruces. It's Arroyo Seco Street, 7440 Arroyo Seco Street here in Las Cruces. Red Sky Farm Hunter / Jumpers. Hang out and horse around. Social horse experience with like-minded horse crazy adults. Join us for an afternoon of horse fun at Red Sky Farm with hands-on grooming, a riding demonstration of the horses' 3 gates. Cool.
Yeah, that's when
interaction with nice, safe horses in a professional and friendly environment. Baked goods and coffee included. Open to all levels of riding and horse experience, ages 18 and up.
Yeah.
So that's Saturday the 28th from 3 to 5:30 p.m. Cost is $50. Reserve your spot. I'm going to give you the phone number, so if you want to write this down, the number is area code 575-496-1304. And if you need to hear that again, hit your back button. And that's the great thing about having this on here.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's funny when you
closed-toe shoes and long pants are required. All of their
Yeah.
equipment will be provided. So
when
awesome.
you mentioned jumping, I was like, I thought skydiving for some stupid reason. That's the first thing that came to my mind. And then to
Yeah.
show jumping the horse. Okay.
I used to have a blast riding. I haven't been on a horse in forever. And, you hit a certain point, and it's like you feel bad for the horse.
I think I
Somebody
was
like me gets on
9
it.
years old when I last.
This
Trust me, the horses can handle you.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know about me. This Sunday at 2:30 at Black Box Theater here in town.
Where?
Black Box Theater
Where's
at
that?
Downtown Mall, 430 North Downtown Mall.
Okay.
Super secret improv show. It's their first show of 2023. Rachel Thomas Chappell, Gina Del Mondo, Cassie Galvan, Aaron Windorf, and Joshua Talby. Short form and long term improv games. Tickets are $10 at the door, cash only. So if you've never seen improv, I would suggest everybody needs to see it.
It's either
Once?
it's funny because improv is either really really good or really bad. It's like it could go either. If there's not a whole lot in between.
I've been part of improv in the past, and I will say that it's sort of like if you've done it, you can say things. So yeah, it's normally really really bad.
Yeah.
It's very seldom really really good.
I was at the improv the comedy club in LA, and they had a group of people that were doing real improv, and it did not go well. And they were supposed to be like professionals. They were supposed to be like a theater group that did this for a little while, and it was bad.
Yeah.
It did not go well.
Oh yeah, and there's been a bunch of people that have tried that.
Yeah.
Improv or comedy improv. There was a group that tried to do that, and yeah, I could tell you some stories, including one of the people that got so flustered and upset that in the middle of her bit, she ran off the stage and ran out of the building and left in tears.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And it can have that effect. I mean, it is something. It's different when you pull up a guitar and you go to sing. You've practiced it. You know exactly what you're doing. But when you go to improv, you're just gonna kind of fly off the cuff. The guy who did the voice for Roger Rabbit, Fleischman, he showed up one night at an improv, and he just walked around and asked people, "What do you do?" And oh my gosh, he was amazing. He threw jokes out. I looked like a musician, and he called that out. He says, "Are you in a band?" And I said, I just started a band. We haven't even have a name yet." And he goes, "Well, you got to come up with a name. You got to think of things. You got to throw things off the top of your head. An old Jewish man with an erection problem, Limp Bizkit."
Uh-huh.
And we're just like, oh my God, how did he just threw that out? You know?
Oh, yeah.
Willie in the wet spots.
There you go. I mean, he just went through, just had everybody cracking up.
But the thing is, it's so easy to get in to watch people do this and say, "Oh, I could do that."
No.
I'm a smart ass. I actually I worked for another DJ before I went and did my own thing, and one of the things he was doing was they were doing a comedy night at the Ramada Inn once a week, and bring in comedians that were traveling through. And there were a few times that it was my job to babysit the comedians after the show. We'd sit have drinks and we'd sit there and visit and carry on. And this one guy, we were sitting there and we were just started cracking jokes back and forth. And we're sitting there just riffing on each other. And he's laughing. He's having a good time. And he turned to me and says, "Dude, have you ever thought about being a comedian?" And I was like, "No. Number one, we're screwing around. Getting up on a stage changes everything. Besides the fact, I kind of like to eat." And
You got that. Because when you go up there and you just off the cuff be funny, that's cool. But when you go up there and you intend to be funny, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. Because I thought I could do that. Like when I started a long time ago, when we were doing our production show, we had to fill spots we had one show where we had to fill spots in between the numbers, and I went up there and I thought I could just go off the cuff, and it was painful. Got to the point where I just went up there and stopped trying to be funny and just said hi and talked to, and explain, and then I was actually funny. People started laughing because I wasn't trying. I was just trying to keep talking. But when I went up there trying to be funny, you can hear them.
It's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
I've actually had some success with people thinking that I'm funny. What they don't realize is that I'm just mean.
That's another way to do it.
Yeah. Oh, you're so funny. I wasn't joking.
No.
Funny looking.
There is that. Why do you think I'm growing the hair long to cover the face up?
I tell stories about my past, and they're all laughing, and I go, "Yeah, I'd laugh too if it wasn't true."
And so far at our open mic, we haven't had anybody come out and do any comedy. I don't know that you guys ever had anybody do comedy with you.
There was a couple that came and
I remember a couple. Yeah,
tried to do some.
I must have missed
comedy
that.
and
yeah.
To me, it didn't go well.
No. Right.
It just wrong crowd. I think just a wrong crowd. But I did a class. I took a class. It was one of those classes where it was offered through the community education thing. Like in the evening.
Right.
You could do. You could learn to play guitar. You could do dance. And they just offer different things to adults.
Right.
And I signed up for this this comedy class, to do comedian stuff. And there was actually quite a few people in it, and it was very cheap. I think I paid $30, and it was like for like 7 weeks, a certain night every week for a couple hours, and so I went twice. And the first night I went, the comedian guy, the instructor, he stood there and told us how great he was. And I thought, oh, this...
God, that's starting off at the wrong foot already.
And I thought, well, yeah, that was the first night, and I thought, okay, well, maybe he's just, just trying to make us feel comfortable by telling us, But, we sat there for an hour and a half just listening to him tell us how great he was. And I didn't think he was funny. He tried a couple things, and I don't think he was that funny. But then the second time I went, he was rude. He told us, after the first night, he says, "Come back, next week with, some jokes or whatever, and people we were taking our turns going up on the stage and doing a little thing, a little presentation, and he was rude, indignant to the people that would go up and do a little thing, and then instead of being kind of a positive reinforcement thing, everything he said was negative. He didn't.
He'd tell you what you're doing wrong the whole time, right?
Yeah, and I just thought, well, I can't deal with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I stopped going, and cause I mean, I can do some funny stuff. I mean, I can tell some funny stories, and you know, from my personal experiences and that. And some
Oh, yeah.
people actually like them. You know, they think it's funny experiences. But
Mhm.
you know, I just thought, and you know, he kept telling us how, you know, the last night of this class, he was going to take us to a comedy club, and we were going to have to get up on the stage and do our thing. And I thought, well, I don't know if I'm really learning anything from this guy, so I just stopped going.
Right.
I was out $30. Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You can
guess
do, you can do that at Starbucks.
True.
I think the
You
one of
get
the
one Starbucks for $30, and you're not going to like it.
I gotta admit,
yeah.
I've been bringing in extra money by doing Uber Eats delivery, and I've tried some stuff at Starbucks, and I've found some stuff I really like. It's horrible.
Yeah, but go to Dutch
I-
Brothers.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah,
Which one?
Dutch Brothers.
Oh,
You like
God.
Dutch Brothers?
Right across. They're right across from the highway from me. Oh my gosh, yes.
Their coffee
yes.
is great, but oh my God, their
Yeah.
sodas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
They my
Yeah.
wife
Really?
loves. Yeah.
How
They-
much? How much? Like $100 for a cup of coffee?
No.
No, about $50 for coffee. $100
Oh.
you get your coffee.
Oh, I
and-
thought you were
Yeah.
going to say like no,
Yeah.
$99. But
No, it's about 50. For $100 you get your coffee and a lap dance.
oh, awesome!
So there you go. Okay, I may be confusing
From
my
the Dutch
places.
Brothers or somebody else?
Yeah, both of the Dutch brothers. I may be confusing them with another place.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
No, they're
Yeah, they're really good.
they're about on par with
Yeah.
your coffee,
They
especially
just
coffee
have
places.
such a variety.
Well, I went there one day right after they opened.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Couldn't get there, man. It
Well, I
was
did
like-
the walk up. I walked up to the
Oh,
window.
cool.
I
Yeah.
parked and walked up to the
Smart.
window, and I just wanted a regular coffee, black coffee.
They look at you
Yeah.
funny.
They did. The girl at the window looked at me like with the deer in the headlights. Look like
I didn't think we'd ever hear that.
coffee. Like you don't want anything in it. I go no, just some plain old black hot coffee. And
Mhm.
I think I
You broke her.
I confused her
Yeah.
by ordering just regular coffee.
She
Yeah.
went through all this training to learn
Oh,
all of
yes.
the different things
Right.
that they
Right.
do, and you
Right.
go up and you broke her. Is what it was.
I did. I
Yeah.
did. I did.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
And the thing is, there's a lot of training you have to go through
Yeah.
because they have a lot of
They have a
drinks. And they've
lot
got to
of-
have them down. I've had their black coffee, by the way, really good.
Well, I got this little tiny cup of black coffee, and it was like
Uh-huh.
$4.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking at a specialty coffee place. That's about
Yeah.
right for the prices.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay more than you would for just going to McDonald's, but not that much less.
Right.
McDonald's is getting kind of
Oh,
expensive.
Yeah, it is.
everything's gone up.
Everything.
Yeah.
else, yeah.
But I got to tell you, it's good, and the coffee's good. But yeah, I got hooked on their sodas.
Yeah.
And you basically you got to go online and look at their menu, and I decide ahead of time because there's so much stuff.
Soda, like what?
Soda.
Yeah, they have.
There's one that I really love. It's called a Starry Night, and it is a mixture of what is it? Grape and blackberry sodas. It's really damn good. Really good. I didn't even know there was such a thing as
Yeah.
blackberry soda, but oh yeah, it's
Shasta.
basically.
Shasta?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Shasta.
Shasta
Yeah.
used to have all kinds of flavors of
Oh,
soda
yeah.
pop. Oh yeah.
You get the big variety pack in the it was the cardboard case that was holding them, and they'd be shrink wrapped together.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I remember
So-
those.
So maybe you ought to watch to see if they're in the back. They're opening a can of Shasta. And
I actually have seen it. They don't do it in the back; they do it in the front. You can see it's
You
some
can watch
it's some sort of artisan high class cans. I'm like, I don't know what
Yeah.
that is, but
Oh, okay.
cool.
all right.
But yeah, they're really good, and it's not the sort of thing I would want all the time because it gets a little pricey. But they're really really good.
Well, maybe if I have a burning urge to have a flavored soda
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if
instead of a Coke.
If you find yourself with a burning sensation, I suggest that you don't tell us about it and just go straight to the doctor.
Yeah, go see a doctor.
Yeah.
Depends on where it's at.
There is some
Yeah.
stuff going on for people who aren't music people.
Mhm.
So today at Rio Grande Theater from 6 to 8:30, the Wrap is going to be going on. It's the monthly filmmakers hangout. So this is Las Cruces and Doña Ana County's monthly filmmakers thing. Film Las Cruces partnered up with Rio Grande Theater to create a once-a-month screening for Las Cruces and Doña Ana County artists. Next screening will be Wednesday the 25th, 6:30 to 8:30. Screenings begin at 7. They're currently accepting submissions in all forms of video content. This could be a segment for your school's broadcast episode, short film, commercial, music video, documentary, or time-lapse reel. If it can be played through a projector, we will likely accept it. Whether you're a high school student or professional, we encourage every creative in Las Cruces area to submit a project you would like shown on the big screen. That's kind of cool, especially for high school kids that normally tend to be kind of
Yeah.
pushed to the side. Town Hall Forum will kick off the show from 6:30 to 7. Opportunity from anybody in the area to engage with the film community, which is getting to be a pretty big thing out here. There's a lot of movies going on, and we haven't had anybody shot in Las Cruces filming anything. What, too soon? Yeah, somebody's being brought up on charges.
Yeah, wasn't that
in
though
Santa
in New
Fe.
Mexico?
Yeah, Santa Fe.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's being brought up
Yeah.
on charges for being stupid.
Yeah, basically.
I watched a show the other day. It was on Netflix called The Flock. Flock. Richard Gere's in it.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
It was good. It had a weird ending, but
Mhm.
it was filmed in New Mexico,
There's a bunch that is.
up
I mean,
around Albuquerque.
Yeah, we're getting a lot more stuff that's going on here. The community is increasing. By the way, Friday 6:30, Film Las Cruces is also doing a thing. They're doing their screenwriting meetup.
Wow.
So it's a screenwriting workshop. If it's your first time or returning, go ahead and join them. I don't see anything about a charge on that. So
Where's that at?
it's going to be Film Las Cruces, which is, guys, it really helps. Oh, here we go. it's in the graphic. You should probably put it on the page just in case. Because some
Yeah,
people, they
just
don't
a-
get the graphics come up, I've
Please.
noticed. 221 West Griggs Avenue is where Film Las Cruces is. 6:30 to 7:30, they're going to be doing their meetup. So, yeah, they're kind of pushing to increase the film community out here because Southern New Mexico, we've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's just people don't really know a lot about it until we do like
Exactly.
the festivals.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they also
So-
don't want everybody to know that there's film going on, so that people don't just show up and you find out that certain stars are here, and then you have to have security. So they probably want to keep it under wraps until the right time.
Yeah.
Right.
I shot a film once. It didn't go over very well. There was a lot of nude scenes. It was they were purposely gratuitous, and nobody wanted to see it. It was
No.
strange. I had one showing, and everybody was yelling at the screen, "Put it on! Put it on!" Okay, maybe not. Hey, whatever. So that looks like about all that we've got going on. Yes. A bunch of stuff in El Paso, but we're not in El Paso, so
Yeah.
do your own damn podcast,
Look
people.
up El Paso.
Yeah. We talk a little bit about El Paso stuff, but
Yeah.
it's only if I see something that really interests me.
Yeah.
We talked about for New Year's the
Yeah.
fetish New Year's thing they were doing.
It's
Oh,
our
yeah.
show. We do what we want.
Yeah, ball gags and flogging and stuff. And
my
I was like,
gosh.
man, that would be cool to go check out. But but BJ was already going, so I figured I wasn't going to cramp his style by showing up there too. No,
Ay,
you were doing something else.
here we go. All right. Anyway,
See, if I wait long enough, he'll pick up his
Yeah.
guitar.
So yesterday, my dad, they had in Ennis, Texas, south of Dallas. They had a memorial for my father, and it was wonderful. They had a 21 gun salute. So that was great. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there, but a lot of people were out there, and it was great to see that for him. So just thinking about him, so I thought I'd do this song. There's a light in you tears me down to nothing. There's an angel in your eyes. There's a hope inside that you can make it better. You see right through my disguise. In the rains it pours, everybody stumbles. I won't let them bring you down. I won't let you down. When the seasons change, I won't go down. I'll fight through the pain. I'll be there right by your side. I'll never let them bring you down. When the seasons change. There's a hope in me that I will die for something. Was the fire in my eyes? All this pain inside, will it be this way forever? I can run, but I can't hide. When it rains, it pours, and everybody stumbles. I won't let them bring you down. I won't let you down. When the seasons change, I won't go down. I'll fight through the pain. I'll be there right by your side. I'll never let them bring you down. When the seasons change. When the seasons change and we're in for colder weather, look for me on the divide. I won't let you down. When the seasons change, I won't go down. I'll fight through the pain. I'll be there right by your side. I'll never let them bring you down. When the seasons change.
Cool,
Yeah.
man.
I like that.
Awesome.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
finally gotten to the point where I can think about them and play some and not break down.
Yeah.
And I want to do a video, and I'm going to now that I'm able to, because I can talk about it without breaking down. So I'm going to do a video tribute to him, my own little memorial for him, and just talk about something. I have a box of pictures that bring back memories, and then pictures that I never saw before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a lot of his from his time in the army
Cool.
in Germany. So it's some really cool stuff. So I'm going to kind of, do that. Probably, hopefully this weekend I'll do that. But yeah, I want to do that song. And
Those are treasures.
oh man, it was
Oh,
funny
yeah.
because the lady that his landlord, the lady that he rented this back house from a lady and her roommate that had a nice house, and they had this back house that my dad rented. And my dad's been in nursing care for almost a year, and yet she didn't touch any of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She left it. So after he passed, I went out there and I cleaned every week. Kathy and I cleaned everything up, and she said she was afraid to go through it because she wasn't sure what was important, what was meaningful. So she wanted me to do it, and I, no problem. So when we went out there, and there's this like a couple of things that looked like junk, and one of them is this little wooden, this little wooden in the shape of a machete, but it's like this, looks like a piece of junk. It says Puerto Rico on it. And she said, yeah, I wasn't sure about that. And I said, okay, this is a little thing that my grandfather had in his house. Every Puerto Rican has a little shelf or something that has all Puerto Rico stuff. It's like a shrine to Puerto Rico. And they're very proud. And this was this little machete that was up there in my grandfather's house ever since I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that was really meaningful to me because I also got in trouble for playing with it a couple times.
Oh.
But, it's like little things like that I was able to find. And my dad had a collection of belt buckles with eagles on them. The eagles was his favorite thing. And he had a bunch of them, but as he moved from place to place, he kind of pared down. He kept 3 of them. And one of them was his very first one. One of them was one my mom gave to him, and one was that it was a gift from someone that just really kind of meant a lot to him. So he had these. So I have those 3 buckles, things like that. You know, you start to remember the stories behind these little things.
Right.
So it's a lot of fun. So it was fun to go through that. Now I can think about those things and not, kind of get broken up for him. I know where he is. I know what he's doing. He is fishing with my grandfather and my brother. I'm a twin. My twin died at birth. So I know I had this vision that, I kind of see, and that I have my dad, my grandfather, and my brother sitting there fishing. So, and that's a good thought for me.
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So that's one of the songs we'll be doing tomorrow night or Friday night. So just
Yeah. Or
start
whenever.
plugging that. Yeah, I'll be doing that. That's one of my favorite. That's the song it's called "When the Seasons Change" by Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah.
I love saying that. I do a song by Five Finger Death Punch. I told that I'm doing in February. I'm playing at a reception for a couple that are getting married, and they threw, they asked me about a few songs, and I said, yeah, I even do a song by Five Finger Death Punch. And the guy's 70, and he looks at me and goes, it doesn't sound like something I recommend. I go, oh, it's a metal band. And he just kind of looked at me and goes, don't worry, the way I do it. And she goes, and now luckily the lady, the reason why I'm doing this is because the lady has heard me play, and for what they want, the type of the reception they want, they figure I'm a perfect fit. And she goes, I remember that song because you told the story, and I couldn't believe it was actually a metal song. So she was so they're all excited, which is fun. I'm like, I can't wait to do that.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Absolutely. It's just, you just, yeah. Like this Irish thing we're doing, you got to have fun with it. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I think it's been kind of neat to see you guys exposed to the Irish music and your reactions to it.
It's funny because when you first mentioned it, I was like, hey, if I'm going to be up in front of people playing, I'll do it. I did a country show for a year and a half. Okay, I'll do it. But the further we got into it, and the further we started saying, man, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
This is going to be so much fun. The music is wonderful. It's just, yeah. So.
Yeah. And I was talking to Damian, and he started off his whole life growing up. He was playing a lot of more traditional Mexican music, and he's looking at this music and saying, a lot of the dynamics are the same. I was like, yeah. You're looking at the stuff that you see in the Mexican music, the mariachi stuff especially, and the Irish stuff. Says they all kind of originated in the same area, and then while they separate out and changed, there's still a lot of similarities there. So it's not like we're doing something. It's not like we're going to be doing Bolivian throat music.
You keep bringing that up. I'm going to make you do it one of these days.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, and there's one song I can't wait to do because it's a participation song, and it's one of the building songs. It's one of those old Irish building songs, and it's great because I saw a video of a woman that did this at a party or something, and she nailed this because she goes, "We're gonna do a participation song. I'm gonna teach you the chorus. If you don't know it, trust me." By the time the song is over, you won't be able to forget it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And she's right. It was great. And so I can't wait to do that because I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it. I am practicing during the day while I'm walking around. I'm practicing because I do not want to screw this up because I volunteered to do the build on it. But the chorus is fun.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, your turn.
Where are we going?
I don't know, but you got to pick up
going.
your guitar's plugged in over there. I want you to play something because I want to see how this sounds.
I don't.
I've used this my mixer and stuff. I've used it for the podcast that I do with Kathy and I, and it's just me and her and my guitar. So I want to put some things together and see how it works.
Oh, this thing's a little big.
Your guitar, right?
No.
Gotcha there, didn't I?
No, I was trying to get the guitar in place, and I was having to work around something else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the guitar's good size.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say something, but I'll be nice.
Play some.
Sometimes you just gotta work it all the way around so you don't, I could make a joke right here that would be, incredibly offensive to everybody listening,
Yeah.
so I won't. I guess I should pull up a song.
Yeah. Strum my guitar real quick.
Am I plugged in?
Yeah, you are.
I am plugged in.
Is your guitar on? There we go.
Shoot.
You had your tuner on, didn't you? I'm freaking out that my board's not picking you up and you didn't even turn off your tuner.
So
That's how your battery dies, you know.
yeah, I love this guitar.
Yeah.
I love the electronics in it. It's a Fishman electronics pack, which is awesome, except for one thing. When you've got your tuner on, when you first turn it on, it'll flash real quick,
Yeah.
and that's all.
Yeah.
When you play a note,
That's when it should.
it'll
Yeah.
it'll
Light
show
up.
you where you are, and then you can tune it. The rest of the time, there is no light on it. You got to be really careful. So, as BJ has noticed,
Yeah.
I carry extra batteries
Yeah.
in my case, just
And
in
it's good
case.
because we got to open mic last week and
Yeah.
my battery died.
Yeah.
My battery was dead and he had an extra one. I didn't. I thought I had an extra one, but it didn't. So gotta make sure I
Yeah.
put one in my
What,
case for
9 volts.
9
yeah,
volts.
The 9-volt battery.
How many people actually use 9 volts? Guitarists.
Yeah, pretty
Guitars.
much. That's it.
about it.
Yeah.
So,
And smoke detectors.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, some
Yeah.
of them still do. Although ones that we just had took double A's.
well, there's a lot of smoke detectors that are going to the rechargeables and such,
Yeah.
or the battery packs. But the thing is, the new thing with smoke detectors, be careful when you're buying them. Take a look, because a lot of these are set up so they're single use.
Oh,
You don't have to
yeah.
worry about changing batteries.
You just changed the whole thing.
It's an huh?
That's what we have.
That's what you
We
have, yeah.
found that out the hard way because now
Yeah.
it's blinking. I had to find out what the blink. Oh, it means we got to throw them away.
Yes, you throw them away, you get a new one,
Yeah.
and they come out cheaper that way too. But yeah, everything is condensed and it's all one piece.
Huh.
Yeah, I had a job that's what we did a lot of.
How long does it? How long do they just?
Still last 6 months.
6 months.
6
still?
Yeah.
months.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know because
If they're the plug-in types, you're looking at, I believe it is
Yeah.
either 7 to 10
oh,
years.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So basically, the battery pack is being
Yeah.
recharged by the plug-in. It's 7 to 10
That's
years.
right,
I forget
yeah.
what the actual number is. I think it's 10 years, and then you switch it out and get a new one. And instead of having to sit there and say, well, it's time to replace the battery, it's time to replace the battery, now it's time to replace the whole thing. Now you do it all at once.
Yeah.
So,
That's cool.
yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. Haven't done this in a while. Don't even know if I remember it. Little Chris Jansen. I ain't rich, but I damn sure wanna be. Working like a dog all day, this ain't working for me. I wish I had a rich uncle to kick the bucket. I'd be sitting on a pile like Warren Buffett. I know everybody says money can't buy happiness, but it can buy me a boat. It can buy me a truck to pull it. It can buy me a Yeti 110 with stand with some silver bullets. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything, maybe so, but it can buy me a boat. They call me redneck, white trash, and blue collar. I could change all that if I had a couple $1 million. I keep hearing that money's the root of all evil, but it can't fit a camel through the eye of a needle. Sure, that's probably true, but it still sounds pretty cool. It can buy me a boat. It can buy me a truck to pull it. It can buy me a Yeti 110 I stand with some silver bullets. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything, maybe so, but it can buy me a boat. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything, maybe so, but it can buy me a boat to float down on the water with a beer. Here the Powerball lottos are sitting at 100 mil. I'd buy me a brand new rod and reel, but it could buy me a boat. It could buy me a truck to pull it. They could buy me a Yeti 110 I stand with some silver bullets. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything, and maybe so, but it can buy me a boat. Yeah, I know what they say, money can't buy everything, maybe so, but it can buy me a boat.
Very cool. Very cool.
I haven't messed with that one in forever.
You wanna
That's
hear
good.
something funny?
What's that?
I used to play that in the band.
Did you really?
You used to play that in the band. Wow.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's
played that the band Bulletproof.
Okay.
We did that.
Ah,
It's a fun little song.
yeah.
It's a
Who's that
smart
by?
ass little song. Chris Jensen.
Chris
I
Jensen.
started listening to the lyrics. And I thought, that sounds familiar. Yeah, we used to do that.
Yeah. I love that song. He didn't do much. He was one of those guys I thought was going to be something, and then he hit hard, and then he's gone.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a few like that. One hit wonders.
There's the ones that one hit wonders that keep trying, but then there's one guy come and they're in, they're out, they're gone, but yet they leave that one. That's
yeah.
different. But yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I haven't messed with that one in a long, long time. But I was like, I've been messing around with some stuff. It's like, well, I got to pull out make sure I'm good. I'm good on my music for Friday night.
Oh, I
so.
know. I'm just gonna take my book and then skip a few and.
See, I've gotten kind of lazy because I've been focusing on the Irish stuff, plus
Yeah.
doing open mic. The for the most part, when it's a slow night, you'll do maybe 4 songs.
Yeah.
So, and I tend to back myself off a little bit. So I start out the night by playing, but I don't play quite as many as I have everybody else play.
Yeah.
And then we get everybody else up, and
You seem to be having just as much fun running it as you do playing.
it's a
You know?
Blast.
It's funny. It's neat to see that.
Yeah, it's really appealing to my anal sound tech persona. I sit there. The nice thing is with my my sound tower, it's on a Bluetooth. So on a tablet, I've got the controls.
Yeah.
So wherever I'm sitting, I either have my hands constantly on the controls or very close to them to make changes as I need to, and I'm constantly fudging and playing and getting, all this doesn't sound quite right to me, so let me adjust there. Let me do this, and yeah, it really feeds into that. Some people have a fidget spinner. I have a mixer.
Right,
So-
right.
But yeah, I've been doing sound before I did anything else musically other than high school stuff.
Right.
I started out running sound for a band here in town that it was a real easy way to get into to mixing sound, because they were a metal band that basically all they wanted was loud. So yeah, they don't exist anymore because the lead singer blew his voice out to the point that he was bleeding on stage from his
Yikes.
vocal cords.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's,
I haven't heard anything from him in a long time. I
Yeah.
think he was pretty well done at that point.
Oh yeah, I'm
But-
pretty sure you make your vocal cords bleed, you're done.
Let me just be very clear. Anybody who's doing or looking to do metal, if you want to do some of that louder yelling and screaming stuff, you can do that. Be very careful.
Yeah, because I was in a band that was doing modern rock, and they wanted to progress more towards metal, and they knew I was like, not me.
Yeah.
And they knew it too. So before they even had a chance, they let me go. But then when I found out what they were doing, I was like, yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, it is a very special
You
vocal
do
skill
that.
set, and you can cause permanent damage if you're not careful. There are actually some coaches that specialize in that. One of them is, she's in huge demand. I keep forgetting her name. I saw a special about her. She was basically she was a more mainstream vocal coach, doing a lot of stage performance and some operatic people and stuff like this. And she was watching online one day. She just went down a rabbit hole and started watching some metal bands. And I mean, this looks like your grandma. She's a very sweet and soft-spoken woman,
Yeah.
and she was watching these guys and saying, "Oh no, 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 no." And it wasn't a case of, oh, I hate this music. Oh, I hate this sound. She was like, no, they're hurting themselves.
Yeah.
And she says, there's a right way to do that. And she contacted some of these people and she started saying, let me help you. And she was teaching them how to do it. And all of a sudden, it wasn't a case of, they sang for their gig and then they were out for the next week trying to recover. They're like, my voice is getting stronger. I can do this because I'm doing it the right way. And she became in such high demand that she quit doing all the rest of her vocal coaching and focused on that niche alone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and just making tons of money, and everybody wanted her. So yeah, there's a way to do it right. Please make sure you do it right if
Yeah.
that's what you're going to do,
Oof.
because yeah, you can mess yourself up and you can cause permanent damage if you're not careful. So
So have either one of you guys ever done vocal lessons?
yes.
Well, I mean, I was
You mean-
trained in my choir director, trained me in high school because he asked me how good did I want to be, and I said, let's find out. Because I took
Yeah.
I took a voice training class in high school, thinking it was just going to be an easy A, and
Mhm.
just because I already could sing, and then I realized after a couple of weeks I was actually singing better, and then my attitude changed, and that's what totally changed me.
Yeah.
So you were doing vocals before
He
you...
was,
Okay.
yeah, he was training because he'd give you a song that would test your ability, and then he would work on you, nitpick it,
Yeah.
do this, train, and it got me to the point where I was like, wow, I was actually, because at the time I figured I already sing better than everybody I know, so I can already sing,
Mm-hmm.
and so I took the class so I can get an easy A and kick back. Didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
It just it was yeah.
Yeah.
But and after that, when we got to he got me into the madrigal choir, and then he asked me, he says, how good do you want to be? And I went, let's find out. And he nitpicked every little thing I did, to the point where one of the guys goes, dude, he is writing. I said, shut up, leave me alone, leave him alone.
Mhm.
So it's like now I'm always like, oh, I could do that a little bit better, I could do that a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, and I never sang in school.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, as far as I was concerned, I had a crap voice that nobody wanted to hear. And
Yeah.
and there's enough kids that are willing to tell you that sort of stuff too. If you're stupid enough to sing in front of them, kids are real great at tearing you down no matter what.
Kids can be brutal.
I also had an uncle who was a deep bass, and I wanted to be like him, so I figured, well, I'm a bass. So when I would sing, like in church or whatever, I was singing bass. And towards the end of my high school time, I got involved in my church with a youth choir that, he had his people that, you're the good singers, you're gonna sing the lead stuff. Well, his wife says, no, I'm gonna take each of these kids back and we're gonna find out what their ranges are. And so they got me on a piano and went through and figured out, you might want to have Randy try some solo stuff because his range is not what you would expect. And after that, I ended up involved with this woman that was teaching classes. She was a vocal coach, professional vocal coach, and she taught me for quite a while. I went in there and she checked my range, and she says, you're not a bass. What? She
Yeah.
says, you're a borderline tenor, and I suspect if you'd been working at it, you would be a tenor today. Says, now you're a baritone with some high tenor tendencies.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's
what?
funny because I'm a first and second tenor with some slight baritone. It's like I dip into the baritone area once in a while,
Mhm.
but I don't think I could do baritone anymore because I've worked so hard on the highs, on the highs that I don't know if I could do it anymore.
Well,
But yeah,
I'm going to get to use some of my bass stuff with our Irish
yes,
stuff.
because there's one song you have to do your bass line on.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, and the thing is, it's a supra bass.
yeah, but
And I was like, I don't know that anybody else can hit those notes, but I can actually hit those notes. So
Yes.
let's try
because
this.
it totally adds something when
Oh,
you
yeah.
do it. Because I was listening to a couple of different renditions of it, and I got to do that. I'm like, I messaged him. I said, you got to do the bass line on this part. You'll know what it is when you hear it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this is going to be a little different than what a lot of bands are. Yeah, this was my idea. Yeah, I contacted you guys about it to try this. And no, I'm not going to be singing everything. We're going to be doing a lot of swapping up with music, and I'm going to be doing some stuff that makes it impossible for me to sing as well,
Yeah.
which I have not done in years. Like I say,
Oh.
I used to be in high school band and junior high band, and I played the flute. And I'm gonna try messing around with some of these songs that I've been messing around with them in private.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pulling out my tin whistle, so we're gonna have a little Irish
Oh.
sound to some of this stuff. That's
Oh,
gonna be
man.
very Irish.
That's gonna be
So
insane.
I've been having fun with that. Yeah, you guys can have fun working out Galway Girl. I'll be I'll be on the tin whistle
Oh,
in the back.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you guys do the Steve Earle song. How about that?
Steve Earle song.
Galway Girl. He's the one that actually wrote Galway Girl, and it became this huge Irish hit. It's
Oh, I don't know
It's
if I've ever
considered-
heard that.
it's a really cool song. It's become such a huge hit that they actually in Galway they did a video that's on YouTube. They had a bunch of Irish performers that got together, and they recorded it in the town square. So you've got these musicians that are playing. There's a couple of younger girls that are dancing, and the entire town is gathered around, and they're singing along with them in the recording.
Mm,
It's awesome.
that is cool when you have that.
Now, truthfully, if you get down to what the song styling is, it's not actually an Irish sound. It's actually a Zydeco sound,
Okay.
but it's a cool sounding song, and it's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And it's something we're doing some different stuff, so it won't be just all the same sound over and over again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're gonna mix things up pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try and stretch a little bit. So yeah, if you want to see me playing a tin whistle, which is a weird thing to
Yes.
have a grown man say that he plays, but well, it's weird for a grown man to say that in America.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
That is. I was like, whatever.
Yeah. And if it works out so well, I found one that I really want, but it's too expensive.
Here we
if I'm not
go,
gonna use it.
man. You are just.
Oh,
he already has a guitar he wants to get.
oh God, yeah, that's definitely coming. But yeah, I try my best
Yeah.
not to be an instrument nerd to the point of I want it, so I'm getting it. I've got to be able to justify it in some way. So if I can't justify it, I'll just sit there and cry a little bit at night while I thumb through on an app online. Is it a little too personal? I don't care.
No.
I don't care. But yeah, we're gonna play around with that. Yeah. So in answer to your question, yeah, we both had some vocal training
Yeah.
before,
Yeah,
And-
mine was.
and I've dabbled in teaching a few people some things, and I make it very clear I can't charge you anything. I'm not that good at it, but I will definitely give you some pointers as
Oh.
long as you don't mind me being a little harsh, because I will be direct, and we're not going to waste a bunch of time blowing smoke.
Yeah, I have done vocal coaching and I had no problem charging for it.
Ah.
So, but yeah, I've done vocal coaching. And I told him that you have to tell him the same thing. He's like, you have to be able to take the criticism, because
Yeah.
if you're going to sit there and get mad at me for bringing up something, then it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You have to decide right now, do you want to get better? And then you're willing to do what you have to do. I thought, my big thing, and I tell him the story where I thought I could sing.
Mhm.
I thought you weren't going to, because the first day of the class, he said, I can't make you sing great, but I can make you sing better. And I was like, yeah, right. That was my attitude at the time. I was like,
Right.
you wait till you hear me.
Yeah.
And then I started singing. And then 2 weeks later, I noticed I was singing better.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh, wait a second. And then every little thing, he, like I said, when we got to the choir rehearsals and stuff, he'd look at me and go, BJ, you're doing this. BJ, do this. Okay. And I didn't care. I just listened and I took it. Okay, I got to do that. I got to do that. I got to do that. And one guy goes, dude, you want me to talk to him and maybe get him to lay off and shut up, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And then when I finally told him what was going on, and he goes, hey, wait a second. And then 3 other people wanted in on it too. They were like, hey, wait a minute. What about me?
Well, I'm not an egomaniac where I'm like, oh, I'm a great singer. I know I'm not. I'm stylistic enough
Right.
that it gives a different sound, which is I definitely am going to cash in on that crap.
Yeah, and
Um,
there's some people that you hear them and you're like, stick with your range.
Yeah.
So did you have a goal in mind, like somebody that you really liked, that they
All I wanted to do-
a singer that you
No, because what I did was I said, every time I heard myself sing, it was like, okay, I could do that better.
Mhm.
I could do that better.
Or
I
s-
didn't
or-
want
or-
to sound like
or
somebody
a
else.
particular style that you
Not really. It was just anything I did, I wanted to be able to do it better. I wanted to find out how good I can be and not try to, I want to sound like him, or I want to be like that.
right.
I just wanted to find out how good I could be.
Right.
So every
yeah.
time I'm still doing it, because I saw a video of me when I did a video of rehearsal, I was going through and I was okay, I messed up that part, but I'm still like, I gotta watch my vocal, I gotta watch that, I still try to do a little bit better. Now that I'm playing and singing, I give myself a little bit more leeway because I'm seeing how hard it is. But I'm still looking at, I don't, some of the songs I do, I'm not trying to sound like them.
Right.
I do it my way, but I just try to sound better than I did before. That's my attitude about the whole thing.
How about you, Randy? Is there a particular artist that you, not that you wanted to sound like them, but or a particular style that
okay,
you?
Yes,
yeah.
there was. And the thing is, I always thought that I could never do it. And of course, I can't do it to that level. But I was a metalhead growing up. And almost everybody, well, at the time, everybody doing metal was high tenor. And I was like, man, I want to sing like that. And of course, it's never going to happen. I can't hit those notes. I can hit a lot more of those notes than I thought I could at one point. But yeah, that was my first thing. And then I realized, hey, you know what? The great thing with playing an instrument is once you learn how to transpose a little bit, you can make some changes to stuff and bring it back down into your range. And I can't sing the stuff, I grew up with, AC/DC going on and Judas Priest. And quite frankly, before they got weird, I listened to a lot of Stryper.
Yeah.
Which was a weird band.
I love Stryper.
Yeah.
They had
Stryper.
and their lead singer had such a great sound to his voice. I was like, man, I want to do that. Nah. But now I'm mainly country. But I remember the first time I got up on stage and said, yeah, I'm going to play this song. It's by The Pretty Reckless. And anybody who knew what Pretty Reckless was, they looked at me like, what? Did you just have a stroke? Of course, when they heard it, it's like, yeah, it sounds country.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever.
Yeah.
That was a thing that I loved. I listened to a lot of bass singers because I figured that's all I could sing. And then when I got exposed to the Irish stuff, I was like, ooh, I like this because those are actually, the majority of the male singers are baritones. So you've got a little bit of the high, you got a little bit of the low, and you got a whole bunch in the middle. And a lot of them have this rough edge to their voice that I kind of like that. And from there, of course, then I got exposed to the outlaw country. We've talked about people like we've got an artist that we were both huge fans of, Cody Jinks.
Love Cody Jinks.
Love Cody.
Yeah.
And by the way, who started out in a metal band, thrash metal. I mean, borderline death metal band. And then he moved to do country music. He's awesome. I love some of these guys. And actually, one of the guys that comes out regularly to open mic asked me to learn a song, and I learned it this week for him, so I get to play him for him this week. A song called Texas Rain by a little sort of outlaw country band that they were together for like 3 years, and then gone. But
Who was it?
It was a band. What was their name?
That reminds me, I got a song I have to learn.
I don't remember. It's a strange name, so I've got to actually look it up to remember.
Okay.
7 Miles South is the name of the band. And I'd heard them before, but he's like, yeah, do you know this song? And I says, sort of. I've heard it before. Says, I never thought about even playing it because nobody knows who they are. But then I realized, wait a minute, I do a lot of deep cuts when I play. I actually pick artists at times that I know nobody's ever heard before.
Right.
Because I think that's kind of fun to do.
Right.
And, expose people to something. Maybe they'll listen to the original artist and get into them. Or maybe they'll just listen to the song and think that I'm brilliant and I wrote that song.
Well, you never know. Somebody out there that listens to, obscure type, like you said, deep cuts.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to say, you played that song, and I've never heard a band play that. So, yeah, it does happen occasionally.
The song,
But,
I have a song by Stone Temple Pilots, Big Empty, and that wasn't a highly played radio song.
No.
And I was doing it one day, I was playing, and I look over, and there's a woman singing along with me.
Oh, yeah.
So
And I was like, wow.
She was definitely a fan of.
She was like, oh my, she was my age, and she looked and she was just singing along with me. I was like, whoa. And then when I said, I can't believe you knew. She goes, that was one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
I listened to every song. So she, oh yeah. She remembered.
Yeah.
I was like, That's cool when you find that.
Yeah.
So
You know.
that was a weird time in music because you had these bands doing this stuff that there was people who were a fan of that sound.
Yeah.
And if it was one of those that was released on the radio or in a movie, The Crow had a lot of that music in their movie soundtrack. You knew that music, and then you had the fans of the bands, like STP especially had a lot of fans that they knew every song. They knew songs that were from. They'd get a hold of the pirated stuff from from shows that were done. That somebody brought a recorder to the show and recorded it, and then started selling it. However you did that, because it was before the internet was really solid. You weren't selling stuff on the internet.
And before you can just grab your phone and do it, you had to sneak in a tape recorder, and you get a lousy recording on that. But yeah, you get your cell phone out, and you can.
Yeah.
I mean, you get all kinds of videos out there of concerts. That I saw on Ace Frehley, and I was about 5 minutes in before I realized this is just somebody's cell phone.
Yeah.
And then I was like, dang. Because it was like, it sounded really good.
Oh, yeah. Everything's gotten so much better than it used to be.
There's a great picture. I wish I could find it where there's a guy standing with a whole bunch of stuff around him, all these electronic gadgets around him, and it's like covering this table, and he's carrying and he says, everything in this picture is in your pocket.
Yeah.
It had everything that your phone can do on a table. And it was all the different gadgets that are now in your phone. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so true.
Oh, yeah.
Because when they first came out, they were these huge monstrosities, and yet all of it is in your phone now.
Right.
For sure. But yeah, actually, I found a song that I want to learn. I just heard it the other day. Here's the problem. I heard it the other day because it came out this month.
Oh, yeah.
And I like to cheat a lot. And one of the great places to cheat is the Ultimate Guitar website. Because they'll put stuff up with basically, I think they do some of the stuff for their paid site, but they have, for their users can put up chord progressions for songs.
Yeah, they figure it out and they post it for everybody, and you go over there and they're like, some of them are off. Yeah, but that's why there's so many different versions.
And
I
some
have
of
to
them
go
are
on there.
so close, that you're like,
I can't listen to a song and say, oh yeah, that's this, and this. I knew a guy that could do that.
Yeah.
He was like, we'll do this song, and he's listening to it, and he goes, okay, and he wrote it down for me. He goes, play that, and I went, and he was right, and I was like, damn, I can't do that. There was one song.
It's hard. I mean,
it is really hard.
If you've either got, some people have the ear naturally, some people have had training. To do that. I worked really hard, and I think I pretty well got it well enough where I can play it, but I haven't played it in front of anybody because I will not play it until I play it for Daisy Blue.
Oh, okay.
One of her songs. I was like, I really want to play this. And her mom asked me, says, well, have you ever played that anywhere? I says, no. Says, I'm not sure how Daisy feels about it. And she's sitting right there. And I says, and I would never just play one of your songs just because. And she says, I want to hear you play it so bad. I was like, okay, well,
cool.
At some point we'll get together and I'll play it for you.
Yeah. That's cool.
One of her songs?
One of her songs, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's kind of neat when somebody has a favorite of your songs, and I had definitely had a favorite of hers.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's my absolute favorite. Turns out it was her brother's favorite too, which
that's neat.
kind of like a pull on the heartstrings thing. But yeah, she does this great song called "Free Advice." Her first album was a Christian album, and it's a really cool, upbeat, hopeful song. And believe it or not, I can enjoy an upbeat, hopeful song now and then. It's not my brand, but hey,
that's good.
No, the one I really am trying to learn is a new song out called "The Hangman" by the War Hippies.
Oh,
never heard of the War Hippies before, but I'm like, these guys are awesome.
What's the name of them?
War Hippies.
War Hippies.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they did this song, and I was like, wait a minute, The Hangman is an old song. Yeah. No, this is a totally different song, same name. And heavy bass line, and it's really cool.
That's cool. That is really cool.
So, yeah, I pulled that up, and I was like, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
But, that's the thing about being a musician is that, and I guess I actually am a musician, so I'll own that
we
title
can
name.
say that now.
Yeah, you keep hearing stuff. It's like, I want to play that. I want to play that.
Well, I did that to you.
Yeah.
I liked your song Fireball so much. I wanted to do it my way. I wanted to do it, and I wanted to do it my way. And you were cool with letting me.
You found them.
Yeah. That's cool.
The Hangman?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Very-
check it out.
Very cool song. I was like, I listened through it once. I was like, okay. And I listened to it about 4 more times. And I ended up, I'm sitting there. I've got my sound system I use as a surround sound in my living room whenever I'm not playing somewhere. And so I had this going, and I'm sitting there with my guitar and trying to figure this stuff out. And I was like, okay, I'm close, but I'm not that good at this part. So I better wait and see if anybody brings it up. Or I'm
Yeah.
just going to have to take like a week and just disappear from radar and mess with this until I figure this stupid thing out.
Yeah.
But it's such a cool sound. And,
So
That's
play it
cool.
for us.
oh, hell no.
That's funny.
I'm not even playing Texas Rain for you guys
Yeah.
today. I've been fighting with that thing because it's like I remember the song, but I didn't remember it that well. And then I figured out what the problem was. There's 2 versions,
Oh.
and
yeah.
they came out less than a year apart, and they sound totally different.
That's
And
funny.
one of them was like, "Oh, I hate that." And
Oh,
that was I
man.
was like, "I liked this song. This doesn't." And then I found the other. Oh, okay, I know this song. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just you got to be careful with being in a band. And okay, you've done this song. I want to re-release it, and you add a bunch of extra stuff to make it better,
Yeah.
and you don't make it better.
Doesn't- Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the best albums that I've heard are the albums where they go back and they cut everything down,
Yeah.
either to go fully acoustic or just way toned down, or they go. I've heard a couple albums I really like where the artists have taken their music and they do it a cappella,
Mm.
and you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's really cool. When you get rid of all this extraneous stuff, you're hearing stuff you never heard before. So, or maybe that's just me being a music geek. I don't know.
Oh, who knows? Wow.
But oh well.
Okay.
We shot through 2 hours.
We
today.
did. Red, thanks again for coming out and hanging out with us.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
I was
thank you.
gonna bring donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we let you in anyway.
Yeah.
I stopped at Circle K.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
I'm
Don't do
so
that.
disappointed. They
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
They won't even carry
Yeah. they don't
Krispy
care-
Kreme donuts.
They don't do those
Ah.
anymore. Yeah, we're at a different location now, and Red is a lot closer to me than
Yeah.
yeah.
Randy's the
yeah,
one making the
yeah.
trip. But it was better than making Randy come all over and bring me home, because we're down in one car right now, so he's going back and forth. And
I don't mind at
yeah.
all.
But it was
Um,
kind of cool because then we have, play with my stuff. I get to use my stuff.
One of the nice things about my house, though, is I am like walking distance away from a Dunkin'
That's
Donuts
right. He's
now,
right
so-
from the next to the Dunkin', so we're doing that.
No.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, not the
All
best
right.
donuts I've ever had, but still really good donuts. Over there.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, best donuts I had. The place is no longer open.
Ah,
I could just strangle somebody over that. But
which
yeah,
one is that?
that was
Oh,
Fiesta
yeah,
Bakery.
Fiesta Bakery.
They were
Yeah.
so awesome. But
the
they're gone now. Gina Ortega, who her and her husband ran the place, is now in public office. She won her election.
Wow,
So
that's great.
Yeah, she's working for, I believe it's the county. Is it treasurer?
Oh, wow.
I don't remember which exactly position it is. I'll have to take a look and see what it is. Love that girl. They're great people, and yeah, so she's serving our community at this point in time. Yeah, one of the first Democrats that I not only voted for but actively campaigned for. How
That's
weird
cool.
was that for me?
Hey, she was
Um,
worth it.
oh,
There-
yeah.
You know, we got to get back to the days of the candidate. The fact
Yeah,
that they were
exactly.
Democrat or Republican was secondary.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, now it's like, oh, Republican, never mind. Don't like them. You
Yeah.
gotta just, and they're a Democrat. You know,
Yeah.
go to the candidate first. We got to get back to that.
Republican, Democrat, but there's all these other people in the middle.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with religion. Catholic, Protestant, Hindu, Muslim.
Mhm.
Well, where do we snake handlers fit in? Because
Where's what?
snake handlers, because I have as much
Long way
right.
for that one again.
I have as much right. I end up in the ER a few more times than like a Catholic does usually, but it just depends.
Oh my gosh. Okay, on that note. All right, so tomorrow night, Picacho Peak Brewery from 6
Yes.
to 9, open mic, or Palacios from 6
Mhm.
to 9 with the CW Aeon and the Longhairs.
Yeah,
And Friday night,
yeah. Come out and
Picacho
hang
Peak
with
Brewery,
us.
BJ Ramirez and Randy Lynch putting together just fun stuff. We're
And
gonna have
here's the
fun.
deal. you can split that up. You can
Yeah.
go see the open mic
Yeah.
for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
and then come over to Palacios.
They're
or
not
you
too
go
far
to
apart.
Palacios
Yeah.
for a little bit, and then go over to Boccaccio.
Just
So
come on over.
I would suggest if you're going to do it that way that you start at Palacios
Yeah. 'cause they
because you'll want to
busy.
get there early anyway.
Yes, they are busy quick.
Yeah, because
it does. It fills up quick.
They get busy.
Yeah.
If you go there like 7, you're gonna be standing. You might even be standing outside.
yeah, I seen the place get pretty
Yeah.
packed in there.
And when
Yeah.
CW gets going,
It's a good
These guys
sized
get
place,
going
but
there.
it's not that great of a
Yeah.
size.
when these guys get
Um,
going, you don't want to miss it.
Last couple times we've played there, standing room only.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Every table was taken, every chair was taken, and literally it was standing room only. There were people leaning against the one bar
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because
that's
there's no place
cool.
to sit.
that is
See,
really cool.
I was spoiled because I've never actually DJ'd or done anything in the bar.
yeah.
I've always done DJ work, weddings and stuff like that, in their event room in the back, and that place is huge.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
big place.
It's very big, and I've had some fun in there. There was one night that I was doing blow by blow on a prize fight while I was DJing a wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Austin Trout was
that's
fighting
why.
in Vegas, and everybody there was an Austin fan. So basically, I was following on Twitter. There were a couple people at the fight that were live tweeting,
Oh man.
and so whenever something good would come up between songs, I'd get on the mic and start announcing, "Hey, so and so tweeted this, so and so tweeted that. Here's where we're looking at point wise. Here's where we are round wise, and here this is what's going on." And it was a weird thing. Did that with a basketball game too at one point. Yeah.
NMSU, I'm guessing.
No, they
Oh.
were from out of town,
Oh.
and I forget which team it was.
That's funny.
But I've done some weird crap. It's why nothing really
Yeah.
phases me when we're doing like an open mic and somebody comes
Yeah.
up and says, "Well, I want to do this," and where other people be like, "What?" I'd be like, "Okay, let's figure it out."
yeah.
Because I've done some of the weirdest crap on mic for different events.
Mm,
Yeah, I don't get thrown that well on that because I've done so
Yeah.
much. Once you've done a wedding where you had to learn the entire music for an entire nation, yeah, I did a Peruvian wedding. They wanted all Peruvian pop afterwards.
oh my gosh.
I didn't know anything about it. Now I've got this little knowledge thing sitting in my brain here that I can never.
Yeah.
I probably never use it again.
Yeah.
Because most people are like, we don't want that. Okay, fine,
Mm.
fine, but I've got it. I'm gonna have to
That's
use it
cool.
sometime.
All right.
Anyway,
We will see you next week. Don't know
Yeah.
where from. We'll see.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Thanks a
You'll
lot.
be able to tell by what
the
what we
background.
have to eat. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we have Dunkin' Donuts, you know
Yeah.
where we'll be at.
Yeah.
But anyway,
All right.
Red, thanks for joining
Thanks
us.
a lot,
Yeah,
man.
you're welcome. Glad to be here.
We'll talk to you all again soon. Get out and have fun this weekend.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on.
there's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Right
getting
on.
warmer.
Yep.
Is
All
it?
right.
Sorta.
All right. See you later, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
And we're good.